Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. Oh man, we got a lot to cover. I am going to take live calls on this stream, and it's the same number that I use during the week on the radio, 888-465-2631. So those of you that are regulars, you know the number. And it's in the description of the video as well. I'll put it in the chat in a little bit, but I want to go through a few things first. I got some news stories I want to cover, and one of them will be whether or not President Trump was sabotaged at his rally again with his microphone last night. I'll play the video. We'll talk about that, and we got a whole bunch more to cover as well. And this is, I'm so excited because we're just a few short days away from the return of President Trump to the presidency of the United States. And this country, we're screwed if Trump does not win. He's ahead in all the polls. He's ahead in all the battleground states. There's states that should not be in play that are leaning Trump now away from the Democrats. And, there's a hunger for Trump in this country. This country has moved so much in favor of Donald Trump in numbers that have never been imagined before. Trump has always been popular, no doubt about it. He's always been incredibly popular. But he's never been as popular as he is today from the time he came down the escalator. And even MSNBC and CNN have been reporting on that. Okay, it is spectacular. And, I have no doubt in my mind that when President Trump is reelected on Tuesday night, when the votes are counted and he's reelected, that President Trump is going to have more votes than any other presidential candidate in history. His support is that high. His support is that strong. He's that popular. And, he's so popular for a whole bunch of reasons. This morning I had a live stream at Starbucks. Some of you may have been there. And when I turned off the stream, a guy came up to me that was wearing a Trump hat, and he started talking to me. And after he started talking to me, I said, "Oh, you should have come up to me a couple minutes ago." I was live streaming on YouTube, and there were a lot of people in there. We could have talked. And this guy, I couldn't believe what he told me. He said he's a lifelong Democrat. Not only did he vote for Hillary Clinton in 2016, he was a big to-do in the Democrat Party. In fact, he said he was invited on the delegation to Haiti with the Clintons after the earthquake. Remember, the Clintons went down to Haiti and just looted the entire country for their family. And he said he saw what the Clintons were really like with what they did in Haiti. Remember, Hugh Rodham, Hillary Clinton's brother, got that gold contract, first gold contract that an outsider got in Haiti in like 50 years. And there was a cell phone, all kinds of deals. He says right after that, Chelsea bought a $10 million condo. And he says that was it for me when I saw what the Clintons were really like. But he voted for it in 2016. And now he's sitting around at Starbucks with a Trump hat on. He was so excited, which was just an amazing conversation I had with this guy. And there's a lot of people like him. They've woken up. He was telling me another thing, too, because, he's a retired guy here in Florida. And he was telling me about his friends that are old like him, like in their 70s and 80s, that are on Social Security. And he said they are so pissed off that their Social Security that they paid into and their Medicare that they paid into their entire life, that the illegals are coming here and getting all that and more for free. And he says Kamala, although he had some other choice names for Kamala, I'm not going to share with you. He said Kamala wants to give all that and more to even more people, millions of people illegally into the country. He says it's enough. So this guy I ran into, right after I stopped the stream this morning, I almost started it up again just so I could put the guy on it, but I didn't. But maybe I'll run into him there again when I'm streaming and he'll come over. And I think a lot of people are like that. That's why the Trump MAGA train has more cars in it than ever before, because people are pissed off for a lot of reasons. Some people, it's because they're hungry and can't afford groceries. Some people, they can't afford to fill their car up with gas. Some people, like this guy and his friends, they're pissed off that the illegals are getting more benefits than they're getting as retirees who have paid into the system their whole life. A lot of people are upset at the endless lawfare that President Trump's been going through. A lot of people, it's the crime. A lot of people, it's the border. There's all kinds of reasons. But Trump has more support today than he has ever had since the moment he came down the escalator. And that's absolutely amazing. So I want to, this is John King on CNN. He's in Pennsylvania. This guy's a jerk, isn't he? Yeah.
And have told us because of Biden's policies, because of inflation, the cost of living, they're going back to Trump. Some of them will go home without a doubt. Some of them are Republicans by DNA. Some of them voted for Trump in 2016, Biden in 2020, and have told us because of Biden's policies, because of inflation, the cost of living, they're going back to Trump.
Wow. So, he's saying it really fast. It pains him to say it. And I mean, look at Dana Bash. Dana Bash, look at her. She's not happy to hear all this news. And these are people that were Biden voters. They're telling CNN, I voted for Biden 4 years ago, but I can't afford to live now, so I'm voting for Trump. This is amazing, and this is in Pennsylvania. Trump wins Pennsylvania, that's it. I mean, it's over, and he spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania. This is really the Trump miracle that I've been talking about over the past few months, and we're finally getting to the end of it. Now, by the way, if you'd like to call in, please do. The number to call in is the same number that I use during the week, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are watching. And just like when I'm on the radio during the week, it is, of course, all the calls are screenless. And It's just so amazing, this path that we've been on, this trip we've been on, and the return of Trump is about to happen. And the left, they just can't handle it. Yeah, the New York Times, look at this thing that the New York Times put out. Look at this, New York Times. Why Trump has a more plausible path to the presidency in 19 maps. Hey, caller, hold on for a second. So they got this here. They got Trump winning, and then look what they have underneath the New York Times. You might consider praying. So the New York Times, see that? The New York Times wants people to pray because Trump's winning, and they want you to, all of a sudden, they believe in God. They want you to pray that Trump loses. There's a lot of depression, and there's also some acceptance going on the left. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Berta from Texas. I'm like you. I've got eyes like a hawk on this in every direction. We look good, but guys, go out there and vote. If you haven't voted, it has to be too big to rig. Supposedly the Harris campaigns are very confident. Supposedly,
who says that? Are you kidding me? Who says that? Who says that she's confident? Where are you getting that at?
Yes. Why, Brian? Why? Everybody needs to vote.
No, not why. Where are you getting this idea that the Kamala campaign is confident? I'm seeing the opposite.
I have sources that I know from both campaigns, but I have a source that knows inside the Harris campaign, and they're very confident in there, which is getting me nervous. So
your source is lying to you.
Okay, but even though if they are lying or if they're not lying, people who haven't voted, who are legally able to vote, please go vote. Go vote. Go vote your pocket. Remember how it was before this inflation, before the eggs, before milk being $5.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember all this. It has to be too big to rig. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, and I don't want to put all my effort in that. I want to put in my effort the people who are out there who are scared. Just do some self-analysis. Do your self-analysis.
Well, when you say scared, I think what a lot of it is, listen, it's the suspense. This has been This has been 10 years in the making, but really the last 4,
Correct.
and we're at the final couple of days here, and I don't think people are scared.
Right.
I just think the suspense is driving a lot of us nuts. I'm going to predict
Brian,
that
the liberals are scared.
The liberals are scared. Oh well, yeah, we want the liberals. Yeah, they're worried because they're losing. Yeah, absolutely.
Just remember one thing: what you're listening to in the mainstream media, they're frightened out of their shoes, ladies and gentlemen, my American people. They're frightened because they know now the media can no longer convince we the people. That's what the problem is with them. They're going to be cutting down jobs there. Once Trump's in, Trump's going to be hitting them with FCC lawsuits. They're going to have to go back to the 1950s when they used to do honest reporting.
Well, the media, you after this election, when you say scared, you meant the Democrats. Yeah, I agree. Their whole world is collapsing. But President Trump, has exposed the legacy traditional fake news media. After he wins re-election, you're going to see major changes in the media. They pay a lot of these people like Jake Tapper millions of dollars a year. What are they paying them for? They're useless to them. You're going to start to see a big change in the traditional media.
How smart our president is. Donald Trump already has his transition team that he paid for out of pocket first. He's doing that first so he could get everything out of his pocket, and that's out of his campaign. That is out of his campaign, and he's paying out of his pocket first. Doing that transition team to go into the White House. So none of this mumbo jumbo. Now, we have to be prepared because either side, it's going to be anger, right? The Democrats are already trying to do a scheme behind if something doesn't work. The Harris campaign say, everything is going to be great. Just wait till election day, and we're fine. Why are they so confident? I'll be shaking. My knees would be shaking right now.
They're not. Whoever's telling you inside the Kamala campaign that they're confident, they're either trying to convince themselves or convince you. There's no. You can look at Kamala Harris. In the last 3 weeks, you look at Kamala. Hold on, in the last 3 weeks, Kamala Harris to me looks like she's given up. She looks like she's given up to me.
Well, I think she's getting angrier. We're going to see another.
Yeah, because she's losing. She's about to get rejected from the entire country.
But I still say those who did not vote, I beg you, go vote. I think there's some states that do have them open. Please, every vote counts for this one. It's got to be.
Sure does.
Too big.
All right. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Take care. Yeah, I don't do this often, and I haven't done this in a while, but maybe I'll start doing it more. I'm taking calls right here from my home studio. You're welcome to call in. And again, it's the same number that I use during the week. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are watching. And if you hear some noise, that's my cats running around. They're having a good old time because, when Trump, one just ran past my feet. When Trump is reelected, cats will be safe again, right? I got the news on so much. These cats have seen Springfield, and they're all excited that Trump's going to return. President Trump is going to get more votes than any presidential candidate in the history of this country. I have no doubt about that. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Texas, from Texas.
Hey, Texas, what's on your mind?
I called before. I have cerebral palsy. I have a slight speech impediment. I'm used to talking to people I know.
That's okay.
You sound like a nice person, but I just let you know that I have cerebral palsy and have slight speech impediment.
I wouldn't even noticed if you hadn't told me.
Okay, that's good. I'm doing good. Okay, well, I had a question. I called before. Last year, when 2020, let's see if I get this right, they started putting extra ballots.
Don't worry about 2020. Listen, this is 2024. Don't worry about that. We got Laura Trump on the job. Our turnout is so huge. I want you to think about this. Don't worry about that. This is 2024. If you look nationwide at the early voting, Republican turnout is at a historic high, and the Democrat early voting turnout is at a historic low. The Democrats, I didn't realize this until 4 years ago, okay? Democrats don't, if you go through the history of the Democrats, they really don't waste a lot of time doing rallies and stuff like Trump. Kamala's been doing it a little bit, trying to do it because she's imitating Trump. And the reason that they don't do that, their entire effort is in the early vote. Okay, the entire Democrat effort for about 20 years has been based on early voting. The Democrat early voting is at historic lows. And on top of that, a lot of the Democrats that are voting early are voting for Trump. Like my mother, who's a lifelong Democrat, voted Republican for the first time in her life this week. She voted for Donald Trump. So, we have everything on our side. We're swamping them at the polls. Swamping them.
No, we can't take another 4 years of this. It's going to kill
the country can't survive it.
No, I had to retire early, and I'm just on Social Security. I'm really worried. If she gets in, I'll lose my Social Security. I hurt myself the jaw. I had 2 more years to retire, and I had to retire early.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, hey, listen, Trump's coming back. Prices are going to drop. That Social Security is going to go further than it does today. Hey, thanks for the call. Great call so far today. Again, you're all welcome to call in. Same number I used during the week, guys. This is President Trump last night, and this is a great question, isn't it?
Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
Yeah, other than Zelensky, who can say they're better off now than they were 4 years ago?
Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I don't think so. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
No one is. No one in this country is. Zelensky is not even in America, although he's better off with American money. There's no getting around it. Now, this is a historic time like we've never been through, and I know it's been a tough 4 years. These last 2 calls, and I understand. And there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of panic, there's a lot of anxiety. I'm not into suspense. I don't even like suspenseful movies. It drives me nuts. I cannot handle suspense, and I know a lot of people can't. And we got these last few days, and we have to wait. But not only is Trump ahead in the national poll, which includes California, all those liberal states, he's ahead in all the battleground states. And then there's some places like Maine and New Hampshire that are leaning Trump now that are not supposed to be leaning Republican. They're supposed to be blue. And, early on election night, when the polls in the East Coast close, there's a very good chance that 1, maybe 2 blue states flip to Trump. That's it. Not only is President Trump ahead in all the battleground states, you got to remember the battleground states, sometimes they're called toss-up states, that's where the election is decided. There's 7 of them. He's ahead in all of them. And you know what? He doesn't need all of them. Like if he doesn't get Michigan, he'll still win. And the thing about Michigan, though, I was talking on the stream early this morning, if you heard me, what President Trump did in Michigan with the Muslim community there, and Liz Cheney has locked up Michigan. I'm going to get more into that later. But Mark Halprin, who really brings up a lot of good points every time you hear him. This is Mark Halprin. Listen.
Okay. First of all, revelation for me today regarding the battleground states. It remains the base case that Vice President Harris is unlikely to win, according to my sources in both parties. Not sure thing, but
see, according to Mark Halprin's sources in both parties, she's losing.
First of all, revelation for me today regarding the battleground states. It remains the base case that Vice President Harris is unlikely to win, according to my sources in both parties. Not sure thing, but unlikely to win.
Yeah. Hey, caller, hold on just for a second. I want to finish up with Mark Halprin here.
Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona. If she doesn't win those 3 states,
Hello?
she must
Yeah, hold
win.
on, caller. See, if she doesn't win those states... Hold on, caller. I'll be right with you.
Likely to win.
Okay.
Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona. If she doesn't win those 3 states, she must sweep Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
See, she's got to win all these battleground states that she's behind in, plus every other single state that are typically blue states. She has an impossible task. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is AJ from Louisiana.
Hey, AJ, what's up?
Oh, not much, man. I tell you what, Just thinking about the other day, because I used to drive a garbage truck, and I never thought about calling myself garbage like a.
Yeah.
But I like what President Trump did, pulling up in that garbage truck and goes, "How do you like my garbage truck?"
That was amazing. Wasn't that amazing?
That was. Oh man, that was hilarious. I was laughing watching that.
Yeah. You think Kamala was laughing, or was she like, "Oh my God, we're screwed"?
She's probably thinking, "Okay, we're screwed now." Is what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, now we're called garbage. We've been called deplorables, and good Lord, no telling.
You know,
what
and
else
calling us garbage, that's anger. That's
is.
something you say in anger. I mean, that's just on some. Oh, you're a jerk. You're garbage. There's rage in that. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just like growing up. You know, I've been called every name you can think of. You know, like you know, kids growing up and all that. You know, I got to where it just don't faze me no more. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, you know, when that happened the other day, and I was talking about that, President Trump never insults voters. You never hear him attack voters like that, ever.
Did. And what I like about President Trump, even if you disagree with him, he's not going to call you names and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Either.
Exactly.
At least to me he's a better man. Then I saw something on YouTube. It's not your channel. It's another one. I can't remember what it's called, but they're talking about Kamala Harris. Now she's trying to distance herself away from that garbage truck comment.
Good luck.
That garbage comment.
Good luck with that.
I know. And what I thought was funny, because in the back of that truck they had those Harris walk signs.
Yeah, and slow down on that, because a lot of people didn't notice that. In the back of that garbage truck Trump was in, where you throw the garbage in, it was filled with these Kamala Tim Walz signs. I don't know where they got the signs from, but that was just a little cherry on top. It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. I'm thinking how funny it'd be if President Trump got out, walked to the back of the truck, worked those levers in the back, and just crushed that stuff up into the truck like regular garbage.
Oh, my goodness. I know. It doesn't get better than that, does it?
No, sir, it don't.
It doesn't. I know. It was great.
No, I wanted to vote early here in Louisiana, but due to my job and stuff, I won't be able to vote till Tuesday.
Well, Tuesday's good enough. I mean, if you can vote early, you want to vote early. I voted yesterday. I made a YouTube video about voting yesterday, guys. If you haven't seen it, watch it when the stream's over. I'd appreciate it. But, if you can't vote till Tuesday, that's okay, as long as you vote.
Oh, I'm going to vote. I'm definitely going to vote. I'm taking my mother-in-law, I'm taking my wife. We're all going at the same time.
That's awesome. That's good. That's good. Well, it's good to hear from you.
Yes, sir. You too. You have a blessed day, and thank you for what you do.
All right. I appreciate it. Yeah, you're all welcome to call in. The number, it's the same number I use during the week on the radio, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Toll-free call. All right, so let me get back to Mark Halprin, who's really been very spot on.
First of all,
with his predictions.
Revelation for me today regarding the battleground states. It remains the base case that Vice President Harris is unlikely to win, according to my sources in both parties. Not sure thing, but unlikely to win Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona. If she doesn't win those three states, she must sweep Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
Oh, good luck. See, she's got to win everything or she's done. Think about that. I mean, she has to hit the trifecta a few times to even have a hope or a prayer. It's impossible for her to do. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Lisa from Florida.
Hey, Lisa, what's up?
Hey, I just had a funny. Wouldn't it have been hilarious last night when Trump was done with that rally if he would have done the mic drop and walked off the stage?
Yeah, it would have been pretty good. It would have been pretty good.
Because he had a hell of a time with that mic last night, and I don't believe that was on accident.
No, I think he was totally sabotaged. I'm going to show the video in a few minutes, but this happened to him a couple weeks ago. Where was it? Detroit? I can't remember where it was. That was definite sabotage with the microphone. But he handled it like a pro, didn't he? And what he said,
He handles everything like a pro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Kamala, her teleprompter goes out, she's lost, His mic's not working. His mic's not working. He's able to handle it. Mm-hmm.
It was just hilarious, and I listen to you every single day.
Oh, thank you.
But I just never call in. I've been listening to you for years, and I love you. And
Well,
I
thank
love
you.
Kathy, too. And I would love to just be able to give y'all a big hug one day.
Yeah,
But I just wanted to tell you about the mic drop thing. That would have been the icing.
No, that would have
on the
been
cake.
beautiful. That would have been beautiful. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. Oh yeah, that would have been great. You know, I'm going to play the videos of the mic issue from last night in a few minutes, and we'll talk about it. There was no doubt in my mind. I live my life with microphones. I'm in front of a microphone more than not in my line of work. And microphone fails like that, they just don't happen. You have other microphones you can use. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're on the air. What's your name?
Steve from Staten Island.
Steve from Staten Island, New York. What's up?
Well, it's happy to see that Kamala's running around like a nut, because it seems 6 of the 7 key states are all Trump. And even Nevada's
right.
going,
the battleground
maybe
states.
Trump. I've always thought that, if you don't mind me saying this, I don't think Biden never cared for Kamala.
Not at all. He
My
hates her.
feeling is, yeah, the thing is, I think Obama told him, if you don't make her your vice president, I won't support you in was it 2019?
But he's not really supporting her. You know, right now he's undermining her big time. Yeah, a lot of people think that Obama pushed her on him. You know, because he didn't like her. But remember, yeah.
That's exactly it. To me, he thinks he's doing. You see him at the all these black gentlemen. If you're going to be a black person, you're going to have to vote for Kamala. He goes, "Are you kidding?" I mean, people got their own minds. We see. Reagan put it beautifully. Are you good here or 4 years ago?
Exactly.
That it ran, and that's.
Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? Who can say yes to that other than Zelensky?
Yeah, not just the economy. Here, 2 wars we got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's right.
I mean, they don't
and
have
they're
anything
escalating.
Right, and they have nothing to run on, so they just throw the racist and the other stuff, on the. It's pathetic.
It sure is. Hey, well, Staten Island, appreciate the call.
Thank you. I always listen to you in the morning.
Awesome. Take care.
Work.
All right, that's awesome. That's good to hear. Yep. All right, if you'd like to call in, the number, again, it's the same number I used during the week, 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Ralph from Connecticut.
Hey, Ralph, speak up.
Oh, Ralph from Connecticut. Okay.
Hey, Ralph, what's up?
Better?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have a lot of anxiety about Election Day of 2020. But
I'm worried about the Election Day of 2024, and things are going well.
Well, hang on. No, what I'm saying is that everybody's worried because of 2020. It's going to happen again. People need to realize and understand.
What about? Let me ask her. Yeah. Go ahead. Finish.
Hang on. Let me finish. Thank you. So people have to understand is all the shenanigans that happened in 2020. Trump only lost by 44,000 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the knowledge we have. Look at the knowledge we have today. It can't be the same. It's an automatic
and there's another thing too. Kamala, on top, what you said is spot on, but also Kamala Harris does not have the Democrat Party machine behind her. Joe Biden is the machine, and Joe Biden is the machine, and he's not behind Kamala. So the Democrat Party machine, they're not going to do anything like that to help her. There's nothing to worry about. We got it locked up. Hey, the call's a little low, so I'm going to let you go, but you made a good point. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, how are you? Florida.
Hey, Florida. You're on the air. Good. How are you?
Excellent. Good. My name is Joe from Florida, down here in Fort Lauderdale area. Voted yesterday. I don't ordinarily vote early, but it fit better into my schedule. Anyway, getting to the point, why is it that the Democrats feel that they can recruit all these celebrities? And do people really believe these celebrities that don't have to live like the rest of the middle class They make hundreds of millions of dollars. They have their own private security. They can afford to buy groceries at the prices that they are 10 times more than the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
And also, on another tangent, I'll let you talk about it. On Inauguration Day, didn't President Biden say that he was going to unite us?
Well,
So
I'm going to
isn't
tell you,
everybody
I didn't
tired
listen
of
to his.
the name
That was for the first time in my life. I did not watch a presidential inauguration, so I don't know what the hell he said, or her.
Yeah, he said he was going to unite us. He was going
Oh,
to
he
unite
has.
us.
Yes,
But
he has. He's
my
united
first
the
point
country
about the
behind
celebrities-
President Trump. That's what he's done.
Exactly. Yes. I'm sorry. I don't mean to overtalk you. I just wanted to
That's
also
okay.
get back to that. My point on the celebrities. Like, what is it? Why do people fall for that?
I don't think they do. You know, here's the thing about celebrities. J-Lo and Cardi B aren't the celebrities anymore. People don't care about movie stars and rock stars anymore. Today's celebrities are, Jake Paul, TikTokers, actors and singers aren't celebrities anymore unless they got a TikTok. So, we've got the celebrities on our side, not just the social media celebrities, but the most famous, look who we have. The three most famous people in the world are Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Putin. And we got two of them, Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Right? So those are today's celebrities. I mean, look at how excited people get when Elon Musk is around. So no, they have people that they call celebrities, but they're not celebrities anymore. Who cares what J-Lo says? This isn't the 90s.
Yeah, well, apparently her supporters do when they cheer, and they're just ignorant and
it's a small group that they bust in. And, Beyonce was at Kamala's speech in Texas last week. They paid her $10 million, it was reported, Beyonce, to be there.
Amazing.
To speak for about 2 minutes. And I wonder if Cardi B and J-Lo got paid.
Yeah. Well, they probably did because, another creator that I follow has video of her denouncing either candidate and complaining that the cost of groceries are way too high.
They are high.
She flips the switch. Of course, right. Then she flips the switch and says she's going to support Kamala, and prices are too high. But, the last point I want to make, and then I'll let you go, is, I know that everybody listening to the show is a Trump supporter, but I just have to get this off my chest that the promise of hope and change from the people who have been in power for the last 4 years is ludicrous, and it's an insult to every American on either side of the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
no
Brian.
doubt. I appreciate the call. Yeah, you're all welcome to call in. Again, it's the same number I used during the week on the radio, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Some good calls so far, and people that don't normally call. Now, if you'd like to support my channel, of course, go to MyPillow.com. Use my promo code Kane at checkout. Here you have the MyPillow, just $14.88. Oh, by the way, free shipping on all orders over $75. So you can get the MyPillow for just $14.88 with my promo code Kane at checkout. And you can use my promo code Kane, Kane, at checkout at MyPillow.com on all the specials at MyPillow.com, not just the ones I talk about. And this is a great time to do your Christmas shopping. We're in November now, $14.88. That MyPillow, I paid $65 for my first MyPillow 10 years ago. And the reason the prices are so low is since Walmart and all these big box stores have canceled Mike Lindell because he's such a strong supporter of our great President Trump. The prices he's now offering you with our promo code, of course, Kane at checkout, these are the buyer prices that Walmart used to pay. So you're getting the Walmart buyer pricing, which is below wholesale. The MyPillow, My Slippers, I have 2 pairs of these. These are spectacular. My wife and I don't know, we have 6 sets, maybe 8 sets of the sheets, both the Percow and the Giza. We also have a set of the flannel, and these are great deals as well. The MyPillow towel set, these are spectacular. Anyone you give the gift of a MyPillow to will appreciate it for years to come. Promo code Kane, Kane, at checkout at MyPillow.com. Now, speaking of celebrities, let me pull this up with J-Lo. This is J-Lo at Kamala's event last night.
I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional, but you know what? You know what? We should be emotional. We should be upset. We should be scared and outraged. We should. Our pain matters. We matter. You matter. Your voice and your vote matters. And look, don't be afraid to make people around you uncomfortable. Invite people around you to be the change, to go out there and vote. Nobody likes having tough conversations or talking about politics, but trust me, I've been in some of these rooms. I see the way power works in this country.
Yeah, she's in some of those P. Diddy rooms, right? She was his girlfriend for a while.
They love it when you do nothing, okay? A non-vote is an agreement. It just makes it easier for them to do whatever they want, whatever serves them. And this election is about your life. It's about you and me and my kids and your kids. Don't make it easy. Make them pay attention to you. That's your power. That's your power.
Okay, yeah, so J-Lo. So, so you got to ask yourself, whose bright idea was it to bring the most famous girlfriend of the biggest sex offender in history, P. Diddy, to a presidential campaign rally? You almost got to think that someone's trying to set Kamala up. This is like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Right? Another thing about J-Lo, have you ever seen her act in anything? She is a very good actress. She's a very talented actress. She's saying crazy, stupid things here. But I wonder, is she acting here? Because of this story that came out, that Beyonce was paid millions of dollars to speak for like a minute and a half, 2.5 minutes, however long or short it was, in Texas for Kamala a week or so ago. Do you think she's being paid to be here? Or are they dangling maybe a pardon over her, some immunity for some testimony against P. Diddy? I say she's acting, and it makes no sense that they would bring somebody in like this with the P. Diddy connection. It's completely stupid. It's insane. It's sabotage. Now, of course, the media aren't going to make those connections because the legacy media, they're going to, they're not in the business of breaking news. They're in the business of covering up news. By the way, if you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, do me the favor of liking the video. And then Cardi B. Now, this just cracks me up with Cardi B. If Cardi B walked by me, I wouldn't even know who she was. I only know who she is here because it tells me so on the news story. I don't even know if I've heard any of her music, but I certainly wouldn't recognize her. If I was at Target or Walmart and she walked by me, I would have no idea who she was. Would you? But she came out here and she forgot her speech or something, so she had her assistant bring her cell phone, and she's reading, right? And what cracks me up about this is that she's supposed to be speaking from her heart about Kamala Harris, and all these great, nice things she's going to say about Kamala Harris. She's got to read them? I don't need to read anything to tell you how I feel about Donald Trump. But then again, I'm for real, unlike Cardi B. Listen.
I believe in every word that comes out of her mouth. She's passionate.
I believe every word that comes out of her mouth. She has to read that? Her voice, by the way, is awful. She's a singer? That voice, oh my goodness. That's like the worst voice ever. But if she believes that she's the most honest, why does she have to read that? Doesn't she just know that about her?
I believe in every word that comes out of her mouth. She's passionate, she's compassionate, she shows empathy, and most of all, she is not delusional.
There you go. Hey, caller, hold on a second. Let's finish up with Cardi B. Hold on. She's not delusional.
And most of all, she is not delusional.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Oh, man. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. This is Al from South Florida.
Hey, Al. What's up?
Hey, I voted early for Trump. Everybody in my house voted for Trump early. I had a question. Hopefully it's not a stupid question, but back in the days, before I could vote, when Ronald Reagan won. He won 49 states. I'm wondering, you would think what's going on in this country right now is worse than whatever was happening then?
Yes.
That he would, win, most of the states. But unfortunately, it seems like the people nowadays, the liberals are so, because of the media and stuff, are so whacked up. You got a lot of these voters that I don't know why they vote Democrat. It's like, stupid. And I used to, I voted for Trump originally the first time, still registered as a Democrat, but I didn't consider myself a liberal person or one of these nut jobs. And I voted for Trump twice. Well, this is the third time voting for Trump, and I've always liked Trump before all this. I never had a problem with Trump. I like him. I like how he tells it like it is, and I never had a problem with the guy. I don't know why, because of the stupid media, people think that way, but it's just, the way people are. But
well, I mean, I hear a lot of MAGA people wonder why anyone votes Democrat. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but the idea that there's not going to be Democrats because Trump is so right. I mean, that's an unrealistic expectation.
Right, and I think he's going to get a lot of votes too. People that are, because at this point it doesn't matter. You could be Democrat and still, because people don't think about changing their party right away. With this election, because a lot of things, there are local, elections. They want to vote people out. So I think he's going to get a lot of votes from independent people, all kinds of people, and Democrats, along with obviously registered Republicans. And this country's for 4 years, and it's been crazy. But I'm sure Trump's going to win, and this country's going to get better.
Oh yeah, I have no doubts Trump's going to win on Tuesday.
Right.
No doubts. I've never been so confident about an election before.
Right, I have too. I can't see.
Now I'll tell you, if the country wasn't in such a bad situation, like if the country was in good shape, it'd be different.
Yeah.
Okay, but it wouldn't be such a sure bet. But the country's in really bad shape. There's nothing in this country you can point to that's not in bad shape since Kamala and Biden took office.
Right. So, and don't forget to say, I'm pretty sure on Newsmax they have that Trump rally on tonight from Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna definitely watch that. I try to watch them all and tape them and stuff. Sometimes though you don't even know it's on because they put on Newsmax and he has an earlier rally and they don't. The TV guy doesn't say he has a rally, but I'm definitely gonna watch it today.
Oh yeah, well I watch all the rallies on Right Side Broadcasting on YouTube. They have everything. You don't miss anything there.
And they save them all in there, right? They don't disappear up, so you could go back and watch something that you didn't watch, and
that's correct.
They keep it on. All right, cool. I'll check it out. You have a great day and a good holiday coming up too.
You too. All right. Yeah. I don't what holiday? I get maybe Thanksgiving. All right, let's get back to Cardi B. So I love that these passions she has for Kamala. She has to read them.
I believe in every word that comes out of her mouth. She's passionate. She's compassionate. She shows empathy, and most of all, she is not delusional.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't think I've ever heard one of her songs. I don't know if maybe I have and I didn't know it. But this voice is hard for me to believe that Cardi B is like a big singer. Is she Milli Vanilli-ing us or something? I mean, this voice.
Yeah. Kamala recognized that this country is at risk, that the economy needs to get stronger, that the cost of food and the cost of living is too high. Damn, it's even high for me. I believe her when she says
I wonder if that damn it's even high for me is on that iPhone or if she was off script there.
Her buying eggs and milk won't break the bank. Because
it didn't break the bank buying eggs and milk before Kamala.
She's gonna pass a ban on price gouging on groceries. And she told me that in my face.
She told me that in my face. She's going to stop. It's not price gouging. It's called high gasoline to bring the groceries to the grocery store.
So she better not lie to me in my face.
Ooh. Better not lie to Cardi B's face. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I mean, I honestly, who would change their mind and say, well, now I just heard Cardi B. I got to vote. I got to vote for her. I got to vote for Kamala now. Because Cardi B, who would think that after hearing that? Hold on, my mouse is stuck. Hold on, guys. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Now, I wanted to talk about this mic thing that happened last night. And I want to first play, this is Detroit, a couple weeks back. Remember Trump's mic went out for 20 minutes? See, I think Trump was sabotaged again. This is Trump in Detroit a couple weeks back. Remember the mic went out for 20 minutes?
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you. So now what happens is I won't pay the bill for this stupid company that rented us this crap.
Okay, that was after his mic was out for 20 minutes in Detroit. And I was talking, and I wasn't the only one. A lot of people were talking about Sabotage back then. You know, and when a microphone goes out at a big venue like this, there's lots of other microphones, guys. There's lots of other microphones. For microphones not to work in situations like they're not working, like last night, it was turned down too low. This is, it's a funny thing. I made a comment to Steve Kane on the air the other day. We used to have a board op years ago who would turn our mics down so low it was hard to hear, on the air. He had it, and we wouldn't know unless somebody told us. Some technician, some sound guy has been sabotaging President Trump. I have no doubt about it. This is last night.
That's better with the mic. That's better. Thank you, backstage. These mic guys, I'm telling you, I'm having a lot of problems with mics lately. I'm not happy. Get yourself a new contractor, please. And don't pay the bill for this contractor. And then they'll write a story, Trump doesn't pay bills. I pay bills. You know what I do? I pay more than I'm supposed to when they can do a good job. But when they don't do a good job, don't pay your damn bill. That's my first.
See, this thing with the bill, not paying the bill, he shouldn't. Not just because he was sabotaged. Even if he wasn't and it was an accident. At this level, if there's a technical problem, it should be fixed in seconds, okay? Should be fixed in seconds. And it's not. He's being sabotaged. And not paying the bill, which he's threatening to do, is a lot like the tariffs. You have a lot of power with import-export taxes. You have a lot of power in his position. And what you can use is your economic strength. Why should you pay for things that are broken? Why should you pay for things that don't work? Why should, and the Democrats who are arguing against the tariffs, the raising of the import taxes, they want to raise our taxes. They want the Trump tax cuts to expire. They want to raise taxes on working people. That's what Kamala's telling. But oh boy, they don't want China's import taxes. They're trying to save China money on their taxes, or Europe or everybody else. But Americans, they want to raise your taxes. Do you think that President Trump was sabotaged last night? I do. Listen. Oh, hold on. Let me pull this up. There you go.
Oh, the mic. Yeah, I think the mic stinks. I think it stinks. Crazy. Oh, that's what I was wondering what the hell they were shouting. I think this mic stinks, by the way. And then we don't pay the contractor. I say, don't pay the contractor. Then they write a story. Trump doesn't pay his bills. He's a bad guy. No, the mic is terrible. I had another one today. You know what? I've done 3 of these today. Somebody said maybe what we could do is maybe we could just skip the last one. I said, there's no way I'm skipping. There's no way. And this is the best one of all. Look at this place.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at the energy this guy has. He is not a mortal man. There's no doubt about it. But, this sabotaging of the mic, see, that's what Democrats do. That's what Democrats do. They sabotage. And they're like right now, what are they doing? They're sabotaging America is what they're doing. They were sabotaging Trump last night, but for the last 3.5, almost 4 years, they've been sabotaging the entire country. And this mic moment last night, all these things the Democrats do to sabotage Trump, like the comedian, he turns everything around in his favor, doesn't he?
But I don't ask for much.
See how low it is?
I don't ask for much. The only thing I ask for is a good mic. And this is the second time today that this happened. So now if I were the president, and you know, like a dopey guy like this Kelly, the guy's a total moron, and that happened, I'd fire him, and everybody would say, gee, I'm such a bad person. You're not bad. You fire people. When, for instance, the generals that destroyed us in Afghanistan, every one of them should have been fired. Should have been fired.
Look at this.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, that's Mike's awful.
I don't think so. Hello? Is that better? Is that better?
Yeah, he's got to scream.
That's terrible. Is that better back there? Is that yes or no? What crap. The only thing I asked for is a mic. You don't have to give me, I don't even need a stage. I don't give a damn. Give me a good mic. And I went through 2 of these today. And it knocks the hell out of your throat. But so far I'm doing okay, right? Okay. Is that better? Yeah. And did you notice I came in today, I said, and you know, this is after 4 of these things. I mean, in all fairness, I mean, I'm a human being, right? I come in, and here's the problem. I said, oh man, it's too low. I said, it's too low. So, I had to go.
See, more sabotage. They've done this in the debate. They have the mics low. They're not working.
Way too low. Way too low. So I walk in, I said, shit, there's nothing worse than I walk in like this, and I'm, did you notice? I was bending over like this, hello. And then everybody says, is there something wrong with his back? What the hell is wrong with that guy? They're saying, he's cognitively impaired and physically impaired. There's something wrong with them all because I have guys that are stupid back there. All right, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, right? What a shame. But we're going to come back. I'm going to give you a free performance back in that corner. You got a bad area back there.
See, this is what happens. And, you know, this is, I know this seems like a petty thing. Maybe he wasn't sabotaged. Maybe he was. I think he was sabotaged. No doubt about it in my mind. I think he was sabotaged. But, you know, the thing about his reaction here, that the left, of course, are having meltdowns over on social media. This has been trending on X, you know, since last night. He doesn't put up with incompetence. If there's incompetence like this, Trump gets rid of them. And that's what you want in a president. You know, one of the things he has problems with, like with this idiot Kelly, is people in government are never held accountable. There's no accountability. In the private sector where Trump comes from, if you're incompetent, you fail. And these people like General Kelly, no matter what they do, never get fired. And he referenced there something that he's talked about a few times is about firing all the generals involved in the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan. People in government are never fired. Presidents don't fire them. They keep incompetent people around, not Trump. And that's why there's so many people that used to work for him that are out there bad-mouthing him because they screw up, like these guys in charge of the mics. Oh, my goodness. You know, it's happened before. It happened twice yesterday. You know, you go out there and you test the mics. And not only do you test the mics, like before I did this live stream, I tested this mic multiple times. Okay? Multiple times. Because, you know, and with him, when he didn't have his mic for 20 minutes a couple weeks ago, not only do you test the mics to make sure they're working, you keep somebody standing by the mic controls to make sure they're not altered with. Right? And if you have not done that after he's been sabotaged before and he gets sabotaged again, you're out. Accountability. I saw this meme. I thought it was pretty funny. Maybe you've seen this. Maybe this has been going around for a while. I just saw this yesterday. Look at this. Pretending to be Indian, pretending not to be Indian. Don't you love that? Adam Carolla. It's pretty funny. You got to love that one, don't you? Now, if you'd like to call in, please do. The number's toll-free. 1-888-465-2631. It's the same number that I use during the week. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening to me. I do want to get into this business with Liz Cheney, which is just fantastic. Okay. President Trump is so damn smart. But before I do that, I want to talk to you about Dr. Philip Appleton and his laser wave pain treatment. You know, Dr. Appleton, you've heard me talk about him on the radio for a long, long time. And he just, as of yesterday, became a sponsor of both my podcast and my YouTube channel, Dr. Appleton. You know, we've had listeners travel from all over America by train and plane to go see Dr. Appleton. Last Saturday, I went to see Dr. Appleton, and for the 6th time, he rid me of pain in my shoulder from an injury. He's rid me of arthritis pain. The arthritis I had was in this finger. It's from the dump button I have to push when people use profanity on the radio. After 30 years of having to hit the dump button with this finger, I developed arthritis. He rid me of my arthritis pain. My knee pain I'd been suffering from since about the time I was 20, 21. Rid me of that. I had problems in my right shoulder last time. He rid me of that. Now my left shoulder, gone. In fact, today I got a pressure clean this weekend. I got to pressure clean and clean our back porch because winter's coming, and I got to clean up the porch for us to hang out there during the great winter months here in Florida. And I got to pressure clean my driveway and sidewalk. I wouldn't be able to do that if Dr. Appleton had not rid me of my shoulder pain. His laser wave pain treatment works. It works on every type of pain I've had. And 6 times, 6 different types of pain, 6 different parts of my body, he has rid me of pain. Appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome, even on Saturdays. Dr. Appleton's number, give him a call. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. Make sure you tell them that I sent you. Now, let me pull all this up. Let me scroll down. Hold on. All my show prep, by the way, everything that I talk about on the radio, on my podcast, here on the YouTube channel, I post everything on my X. Everything. So if you follow me on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Brian Craig Show, you get all of my show prep. So I want to talk about this just brilliant move that President Trump made with Liz Cheney. I want to pull up the original audio. I wasn't going to get to this right now, but I've got to, because what Trump did was one of the biggest boss moves a presidential candidate has ever made. Oh, okay, here's the original. What he did was just so politically not just brilliant, but it was a very sophisticated move. Now, President Trump had a town hall meeting with Tucker Carlson, Thursday night, right? And the comment in question, and that town hall was just huge. Hold on a second, I got some text messages. Hold on. Yeah, I got some text messages I got to check. Hold on. I'm getting all kinds of text messages. Here, hold on a second. Okay. Just a second. Okay, my phone's blowing up. Hey, the presidential election's a couple days away. People want to get in touch with me. Okay, so this town hall that Tucker had with President Trump was massive, just massive. It was like a Trump rally with a little living room set down here. But he made this comment, President Trump, about Liz Cheney at the town hall. I want to play the original comment so that we can hear the context before I get to everything else. Listen.
And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter. But his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb.
Yes, she is.
She's a radical war hawk Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person.
Yeah, exactly. They're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington and they're not going. And she is the daughter of not just a war hawk, but a war criminal, Dick Cheney. One second, guys. This will be the last one. The last text. Okay. Sorry, guys, because I got a couple meetings today. So they're like, where are you? I'm live streaming on YouTube. Okay. So that's what he said. And, you know, and why is he talking about Liz Cheney all of a sudden? Well, the liberal media start having meltdowns over that comment. And that comment he made about Liz Cheney was right on the money. She's a warmonger. She's in bed with the military-industrial complex. Her father's a war criminal who, without question, Dick Cheney lied about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, along with George Bush, right? And what Trump said was perfectly right. It's easy to be pro-war when you're not going. If you were going, or your kids were going, you probably wouldn't be so pro-war, would you? That's right. But if it's just something that you and your family profit from and no one like yourself doesn't put yourself at risk, it's very easy to be pro-war. And who could disagree with that statement? And really, that position of President Trump is a long-time position the Democrats have had. You hear about this all the time about the war in Vietnam, right? The rich guys aren't going. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, good morning. JJ from Mass.
Hey, JJ, what's up?
Well, I was just going to say the wheels on the garbage truck go round and round.
Oh, yes.
And it's the gift. It's the early Thanksgiving. It's just they are the party of. I mean, they just can't do anything right. It's amazing how they're perfect when it comes to being bad. They just keep throwing stuff in our laps. It's just beautiful. I mean, I looked at Trump, I think in Dearborn, he was in a coffee shop with the Arabs, and there were people in there with the orange on, and I said on,
yes.
I think it was Thursday I was talking to you, and I was telling you I felt a little glad, a little hefty, and then I decided to go with Husky, the 42-gallon. I said, I'm going to wear a garbage bag when I go vote. Mm-hmm. And then the next day, all over everybody was wearing garbage bags. I mean, it's sort of it has united the deplorables, the garbage people.
The thing with the garbage, and I want to thank Joe Biden for help putting that in motion, but last Saturday was the MAGA Square Garden rally at Madison Square Garden. And when that comedian came out, that was not a good thing, what he did, okay, when it happened. He made racial jokes. He made a very graphic sexual joke. He was bad news. And then look what happened. President Trump took that and turned it into what I think will be one of the greatest moments in presidential campaign history.
I think it is. I think it's the greatest moment. And
I can't think of one that's even close to it.
It's the thing about it is it took a sequence of events for it to happen. I mean, after he made the comment, the insult comment comes on. I mean, he did what he's, going to do, and obviously some off-color stuff, but some funny stuff too. But nonetheless, causes the chaos, and then Joe Biden comes off and calls us garbage, and it's just so. The comic had to do something like that. The media had to take it and run with it, and then Biden had to comment on it, and then the Trump team, and believe me, he's got a very creative, intelligent team around him, a bunch of wonderful people, come up with this, the garbage truck idea. And I know you talked about the signs. I looked at that video, and I'm pretty sure that those weren't physical signs. Those were added in post or, CGI.
Were they? You think so? Because I didn't look that way to me, but I'll go back and look.
Take a close look at it. That's what I thought when I looked at it. But regardless, I mean, whether CGI or they thought of it, either they went and got the physical signs and did it, or they just popped it in. I don't know who they had running around getting Harris, Kamala signs. Biden
Well, whatever.
signs,
It was perfect.
But regardless, it was the meme war, the thought, the intelligence that went into it. But it all had to fall into place. It was almost like it's like Providence, and I just believe it is. That's what I think about this being Providence from when Trump in the first assassination attempt and the second, and all the things that have happened. It just seems like everything seems. It just falls one way or another. We just, you're going to get tired of winning? Hell no, I'm not tired of winning. And November 5th, to me, is sort of the beginning of a new America.
Trump said it's going to be the beginning of America's golden age.
Yeah, it's the comeback. It's
America's comeback.
It's going to be.
Sometimes these last 4 years. Sometimes we got to see what it's like. What we're going through now is really what it's like with most presidents, other than Trump. They're all mediocre hacks that do things for donors and payoffs, And things were so good under Trump, the expectation of the American people has just been raised to an appropriate level.
Yeah, and I tell you, there's Steve had said something way back when I first started listening to the show, which I've thought about and I've heard more than a few times, but it is very appropriate, especially right now, and that is that people, in America, we had it so good, and we just you sort of get relaxed, and people really don't come out en masse unless things get really, really bad.
Oh yeah.
And they had a taste of really good comparatively to all the past presidents under Trump in those 4 years. No matter what anybody says, people felt it.
Oh yeah.
And then in a matter of 4 years, it wasn't 4. It was like about a year and a half maybe. They immediately started to, but certainly over 4 years, they felt they not only felt, they've seen it with their own eyes, and that's the thing. You can tell the American people that everything's great and Bidenomics is working, but then when you see schools getting shut down and illegal immigrants getting thrown in, when you see homeless shelters getting emptied and illegals are going in, when you see the prices of food going up, you can say whatever you want to in the media. You're living in your damn bubble. The rest of the country, we're living in the real world. I remember myself. Listen, prices could go up. It's not going to bother me, but I got pissed. It's just like Trump's son when he went to McDonald's. I think it was like 38, 48, whatever. He had sticker shock. I remember going to buy bacon a few years back, and it was like $10.99, and I was used to paying $5. I was used to paying $5.
And some of the places I go to, I go basically to the same places every week, right? And it seems like every couple of weeks there's a little tiny price increase.
Yeah, the price goes up a little, or that and now I see, I'm very familiar with I see things, the ounces. I do the math in my head. I figure out what it is. When it comes to shopping, because it goes back to my younger days. But I can afford to pay, anything for. But it still pisses me off when I see it, because I know what other people are going through. And I remember it was about 6:10 in the morning. I'm like one of the first 5 people in the store. And I pick up the bacon and I look at the price and I'm like, oh my! And I just like, what?
Are you? I want to ask you: are you in Florida or Massachusetts? Where are you now?
Right now. I'm in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. Because I for some reason I thought you listened on the radio. I was surprised to hear from you.
Yeah, no. I listen on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Is that how'd you find the show?
Well, I'll go back to. I found you on YouTube. And I listened to you for about 6 months on YouTube, and my first call-in was when you and Steve and a bunch of callers were talking about the Afghanistan pullout and leaving the, $90 billion.
Wow, you're new. I don't know why I thought you've been. I didn't realize that. You sound
No, it's been since that $89 billion, and I was listening to everybody, and I'm like, I called and I said, guys, you're asking the wrong question again. The reason why they did that is, quite honestly, I thought the CIA was, is probably involved, working their magic, as like a used car dealership, making their percentage, moving the weapons around. Because they love war.
There's three things that are in play with the Afghan leaving all the equipment behind. One of them is what you're talking about, right? They got
to replace it. My call to you was saying that they have to spend money, the military industrial
Well, let me go
complex.
through the three. One of them is they want the Taliban to be armed so they can keep chaos and war going. Two, the military still need all that equipment, so the government has to buy it all again from the military-industrial complex.
Yep,
that's a big one. And three, Milley was, if you listen to President Trump, he tells us often that Milley was obsessed with leaving this high-tech stuff behind, airplanes and helicopters. These are all the latest tech, including those new Apaches. They wanted to it was a way for them to hand China some of our new military tech and computer tech without anybody noticing. It was all those things. It's disgusting.
Yeah, they're all getting, that 100%. That whole thing. It's all about, in one of the most volatile places on the planet, making sure that there are high-tech weapons are there. Not only that, all the gear for the night vision. So if we ever do have to go in there, I don't think we ever will. I mean, if we ever do go, if something crazy happens,
you never know.
I mean, they've got that equipment, but I mean, there's so many weapon platforms that we have, Brian, that DARPA wastes a ton of money, but at the same time, they come up with some really creative
I'll tell you something
that we don't even know about.
Let me tell you something. I would not be surprised. No one's talked about this. I haven't heard Trump mention this. I would not be surprised if President Trump comes up with a way to disarm the Taliban through economic sanctions and such. I'm serious.
And quite frankly, that's the smartest way to do it. It's what he was doing. It's what he was doing with Iran. And here's the thing: now that the country is going to get to what they saw between Trump from 16 to 20 and Biden and Harris in their 4 years. They got to see that comparison. Now what they're going to get to see is something, because Trump, in my opinion, now this is the way I look at Trump, okay? That you remember you talking about when you first started working in radio, there's a learning curve, and you said you used to get smacked around a little bit, but then now you're at the expert level.
Yeah.
Well, Trump he's a genius at building in the business that he was in, but they don't give a class on how to run the country and the politics, and everybody in the friggin' administrative the deep state, basically 95+% were lying to Trump about everything.
Well, I don't think one of the things that Trump had in his first term, I don't think he realized that he would be sabotaged by the government itself, the people, the bureaucracy. He thought that he thought we were all Americans and we love America and we want to help. He didn't realize. Now he knows.
That's what he said. He actually said that. And
he was talking to Rogan about it.
Like a couple of years ago. I remember him talking about it. It was a couple of years ago. Yeah. He said something like that. He even brought it up on the Talking with Tucker.
Well, listen, I'm going to run. But hey, JJ, it's good to hear from you. All right? Take care, man.
Okay,
good call.
bye.
Good call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. This is Sergey from Washington State. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Sergey?
Hey, I just wanted to see if you heard about that story of Kentucky voting machines glitching.
No, the fact that you've heard about it shows that it's been resolved. Have no worries. Laura Trump's on the job. The RNC is run by the Trump family, and they have thousands and thousands of lawyers in key spots around America, and who are ready to be in anywhere they need to be in a couple of hours on a jet. So we got no worries.
I sure hope so. But also, I just wanted to add quickly to anybody who may be watching this live stream after, if you haven't voted, this is the most important election ever. So please
Absolutely.
Go out and vote.
It is. I mean, I voted for President Trump yesterday. Take care. Appreciate the call. So let me get back to this. So President Trump was talking about it's easy for Liz Cheney to be a warmonger. She's not going, right? And then immediately... And this was one of the left started saying that he wants her executed, right? You heard some of this yesterday. My wife and I were talking about this on the podcast last night. And this whole exchange about Liz Cheney shows what a genius politically Donald Trump is. This is CNN. Listen.
I don't think you even need to call it fired upon. He's saying quite explicitly and unambiguously that Liz Cheney should be shot, should be executed by firing squad.
4 days out from Election Day, and former President Donald Trump is escalating his violent rhetoric, suggesting one of his most prominent critics, the former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, should be fired upon.
Your reaction to what Donald Trump said about Liz Cheney?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, it was completely inappropriate, dangerous, and unbecoming of a leader. Mr. Trump was literally going after someone who doesn't agree with him. So it shouldn't be a surprise when people come on TV and feel the need to agree with him.
As 9 barrels, when he says 9 barrels shooting at her, that obviously evokes images of a firing squad. It evokes images of an execution.
Let's execute a political opponent who happens to be a woman because I don't like her. And like, does that pull more low propensity voters in his coalition to the polls? I honestly don't think so.
And I don't blame him.
Now, here's what he really said.
For sticking with his daughter. But his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person.
Yeah. So what he said is right on the money. And, you know, this was such a brilliant move by President Trump. You know, we always talk about he's playing tridimensional chess. He's 5 moves ahead. This is a textbook example of President Trump being 5 moves ahead. One of the things that President Trump is best at, he has a long history of this, is media manipulation and taking charge of the media narrative. He made this perfect statement, nothing wrong with it, and it's spot on, about Liz Cheney being a war hawk and the daughter of one of the greatest war criminals of our time. So why did he bring it up? Well, that was Thursday night. And then yesterday, which is, was Friday, he spent the day in Michigan, which is a very important state for us to win, Dearborn, Michigan. He was meeting with the Muslim community there. And this was a complete setting the stage for him to be meeting with the Muslims. And what I did not understand until yesterday, why are the Muslims supporting Trump and not Kamala? Because, you know, Kamala and her people, they're supporting the Hamas in Iran, which is completely insane right now. I'm trying to think, why would she do that? Why are they on his side? I couldn't figure it out. And then yesterday I realized it. One of the major mistakes that Kamala Harris made, she made a lot of mistakes, but her biggest mistake was becoming vice president. She should have stayed in the Senate and she'd have a job for the rest of her life. Now she's about to be unemployed on Tuesday. But the real Muslims, see, these people that we see protesting at these universities and such, a lot of those are paid activists, you know, and stuff like that. But most of them are fake Muslims. They're not real Muslims, they're fake Muslims. And the Muslims of Michigan are tired of these endless wars in the Middle East. And Liz Cheney's father, Dick Cheney, when he lied about weapons of mass destruction 20 years ago, over 20 years ago now, set in place an endless war that's been going on for 20 years in the Middle East. The Middle East, how many millions of people have been killed, wounded, and maimed? And not just military, civilians, women, children. The Middle East is a disaster. Everyone's life in the Middle East has been affected in a negative way by this, and millions have been killed or wounded or lost everything because of Dick Cheney. They hate the Cheneys for good reason, and they want peace in the Middle East, not 2 decades of war that began with Bush and Cheney. So when he brought up Liz Cheney to Tucker, he knew the media would be triggered by it. Boom, they were. And then he's in Dearborn meeting with the Muslims, and it all comes full circle. It was a brilliant move. And Trump has the Muslims of Michigan behind him. That's going to give him Michigan, which is one of the swing states. It's going to give him a margin of safety in Michigan. He's already been favored in Michigan without their support. Now that he has it, it'll put him over the hump, swamping Michigan with MAGA votes. It was a brilliant move. I didn't realize what a villain Liz Cheney was to the Muslims. It just never occurred to me. Now, we talk about these endorsements. We've got some good celebrities out there other than the Trump family. I mean, Dennis Quaid, Lee Greenwood. We have celebrities. But Kamala's celebrities, we find out, are being paid, right? Like Beyonce was paid millions of dollars for that Texas event. And here's a girl, I don't know, is she a TikToker? I don't know what she is. She's an online influencer. And she made a video talking about how the Kamala team tried to pay her for her support. Listen.
I need you guys to know that when you see celebrities, influencers, musicians, whoever promoting Kamala Harris, it's because they're paid. And I know because they've approached me 3 times now. They always come in with the same offer. We want you to promote Kamala. We want you to say these talking points. And then I see a celebrity like Chriselle from Selling Sunset with a copy paste of that exact email. And then she posts, vote, looking like super hot in a picture. But nobody puts paid post underneath these. It's propaganda. I don't know how it's not considered illegal to do that when it's the election. When any other time, if we're not making it obvious that we're promoting something we're paid to promote, we could get in trouble. The last offer I got from Kamala Harris's team was $25,000, I believe, for just a couple stories on my Instagram. And I had some other really big offers, and I decided to not take any of them. With a few days left to the election, I just couldn't think to myself, we are this close to having a healthy America, to getting us out of this freaking pharmaceutical haze that we've been in, to get us like healthy food again, to get the pesticides off of our food. These are things we could fix in my lifetime. I couldn't do it. I couldn't take the money. It felt like blood money. I fuck with RFK Jr. Everything that he's saying is correct. It's right. And as someone who went through the medical system and spent years of my life disabled when I probably didn't need to if I had proper care, I can't stand by and let other...
Well, okay. Well, so I don't know who she is. I've never heard of her before. I still don't know who she is. I'm not interested in trying to find out. But, William, $5 super chat, thank you. Democrats have made a mistake by embracing Liz Cheney warmonger. Yeah, it was devastating. Thank you very much for the super chat, William. But this is how weak her support is. All this big to-do made about celebrity endorsements. I wonder if they paid Springsteen. Would Springsteen do for free what they're trying to pay people like her? We have Charlie Kirk and Vivek and Barron who have been have done so much work reaching out to Gen Z, and they're out there trying to buy support. It's a very, this is a new thing. Democrats have always had the youth behind them. This is the first election where we've had the youth and the Democrats haven't, and they've been out there trying to buy it. And it's so amazing now that we have the new media. All these things go on behind the scenes that we didn't know about before that we know now, right? And it's a story like this should be in the national news, but it's not, because the national news want to do what? Always. They want to cover for the Democrats. In this case, it's Kamala Harris, but that's and she's not the only person who's come forward to expose that they've been
she came to our clinic after realizing she was pregnant.
Hold on. Oh yeah, this is one of their abortion ads. I'm not going to play you that. Hold on a second. Give me a second here. I want to play this audio, but I don't want to play their pro-abortion commercial to you. Okay. This is hilarious. It is James Carville. Have you seen this? Oh, this cracks me up. Listen to this. James Carville. How the mighty have fallen. He used to be senior advisor to President Clinton.
So let's say Trump wants a 9-person firing squad to execute Liz Cheney. Okay, is the middle position a 4-person firing squad or a 5-person firing squad? Now, that's a very important question, because we got to take ideas from both parties and meld them together and come up with sensible, real solutions, like Tip O'Neill having a...
I mean, these people with this Cheney, this Liz Cheney fight, they just won't let it go. And you know what's beautiful about this, you know, Donald Trump's done a lot of great things, but one of the greatest things, the greatest thing he's done is overturn Roe v. Wade, no doubt about that. But one of the great things that he's done for this country that will have lasting impact forever and ever in America is he's discredited the fake news legacy media. The fake news legacy media, this thing that they tried to do with Liz Cheney, 10 years ago, if it was another Republican, they would have been able to get that narrative going. They would have been able to get the narrative going, and whoever the candidate was would come out and clarify. They would have to have a press conference, and by the end of the week, they'd be out of the race. This thing with Liz Cheney that they tried to get off the ground, which is like the fifth thing they've tried in the last week, this is an attempt at an October surprise, and everything they've tried to do is fizzled, and it's fizzled for a lot of reasons. One, there's new media out there, people like me, these others that are like me, and the truth gets out there. Elon Musk buying X, you know, one of the best things that's happened in this election cycle is the fact that Elon Musk bought Twitter and turned it into X. All these things that I just shared with you on this stream today, I posted to my X. If the old people ran Twitter, none of what I've shared with you today would even be allowed on the platform. Just like the laptop of Hunter Biden's, the laptop from hell. They would have suppressed it. Okay? And now, since they must really be kicking themselves that they let Elon Musk buy Twitter and turn it into X. Because if they would have realized what impact it would have had in Trump's favor in this election cycle, they probably would not have allowed it to happen. You know, but all of the information is flowing now. One of the reasons, there's many reasons why Trump has more support than ever. I've talked about a lot of them, right? The border, the lawfare, the inflation. We talk about that. But another one is millions of people have been red-pilled in this country because the free flow of the truth is going on X. They can't get false narratives started. They get debunked instantly. You know, this thing with the Liz Cheney thing. Trump made that comment at the town hall, which was not on television. If the old people had Twitter, no one would be allowed to put the original comment up on Twitter. They would say that it's violent, you can't put it up there. But because Elon Musk has Twitter, you're able to put it up there, and everyone gets to see what I showed you of what Trump actually said, so they can't get the false narrative out there. Just like this garbage thing. They can't get, you know, they can't get these false narratives going like they used to. And a lot of the success that the Democrats have had over the years is because they controlled the media. And even when the internet and social media came to be, they still had control of the platforms. And they could control what information you got and what information you didn't get. And I don't know how much of the Democrats' success in the last 50 or 60 years has been because they've suppressed opposition and gotten these lies going. But it seems every day or two, they get something going. Another one, a big one in the last couple days was the Mark Cuban thing about women. Mark Cuban said a stupid thing about women. And then what happened? Women around Trump started posting on Twitter the truth about the women around Trump, that they're very smart, accomplished women, right? The old people at Twitter would not have allowed that. And that Mark Cuban has been totally discredited by people that even support him. Kamala Harris's campaign contacted Mark Cuban and told him to stop acting as a spokesperson for Kamala in the campaign. If the old people owned Twitter, that wouldn't have happened. That would have become the narrative, as opposed to the sexism of it and the truth about it. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe, guys, okay? This is most definitely where MAGA comes to talk. I live stream every day of the week. And if you're new, I host a radio show Monday through Friday and morning drive on a whole bunch of FM radio stations. And I live stream and I'm on the radio too. And I'm always here on YouTube. And I'm on a whole bunch of other platforms as well. So make sure you subscribe. Click the notification bell. And you won't miss any of my content. I want to tell you guys about Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting and Roofing. Tom Laporta is a good MAGA guy. He will never sell you a roof you do not need. That's right. If you need just a simple repair, he'll do it. He works on every type of structure, from a small single-family home to mansions to commercial buildings, municipal buildings, schools, churches, apartment buildings, condos. He covers the entire state of Florida, too. He's not just a roofer, but a general contractor. And what that means, in the state of Florida, since he's a contractor, he's able to deal directly with your insurance company on the cost of the repair or replacement of your roof. That speeds things up a lot. And he gives out his cell phone number. Let me look up his cell phone number. The number on his website, LaportaRoofing.com, which you're looking at there, that's the office number. But he gives our listeners his cell phone number, which he does not put on the website. So when you call this number, you can call or text. You can text if you'd like, but this is Tom Laporta's cell phone number, and his response time is huge. I had a guy call me on the radio yesterday, Pastor Trevor. He's a pastor. He lives in Vero Beach, Florida. He called. He had roof damage from Hurricane Milton a couple weeks ago. He called Tom Laporta on his cell phone. Tom Laporta had his crew at Pastor Trevor's house the next day working on the roof. Here's his number, 954. Again, this is his cell phone number. You can call or text. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. That's 954-604-4602 for Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting and Roofing. His website is LaportaRoofing.com. All right? Well, listen, everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.